here there is a recollection and an idea of enjoyment. There is no enjoyment. It tries to find it with other thing, some other thing. Here there is no other thing. Enjoyment is its own experience. So, when the consciousness is shifted from this place to that place, you will find enjoyment as natural but not with something else. That is what the Bhagavad Gita supplements. In the Old Testament also, when God speaks to Moses, he says, I am the one and there is no second to me. Yes. And it is unfortunately wrongly translated in English. I, the Lord God, am a jealous God. That is what is translated. It's not jealous, but no second one. That is what is meant by that. Many places we find such horrible translations.
It is said there are about 80 persons not right translated in the Bible.
Yes, that's the whole trouble.
Yes.
You will find in the book Exodus, God speaking with Moses. He says, I, the Lord God, am a jealous God. But enjoyment of its own touch. Soul enjoyment is enjoyment of the touch of the soul. The body, mind and senses will have a touch of the soul. And that is enjoyment. It is not by doing something or not doing something, but it is by having the touch of the soul. Every aspect in you, every atom in you will be enjoyment. That is how it happens. So, it is the soul quality. Enjoying some other thing by making a contact is the quality of the mind and senses. The quality of the soul is supernatural. The quality of the chitta, that is the lower mind, is natural. So you have two things, supernatural and the natural. One, the supernatural experience is beyond the three qualities. There are three qualities working in you. Inertia, dynamism, and poise. Poise.
A poise.
They are called tamas, rajas, and sattva. This is called tamas. This is called rajas. This is called sattva. Sattva. Tamas, rajas.
Dynamism.
Dynamism.
Dynamism. I cannot, because this is like a mirror now. You see?
Now you can see it.
Yes, now better.
It is dynamism. This is poise. Poise.
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
So,
it was only because it was wet a little.
So there are three qualities: inertia, dynamism, and poise. These three qualities apply to the mind and the senses, not the soul. The mind and the senses work in these three terms. That is, one of the three will be prominent in us. If inertia is prominent, we feel like sleeping or taking rest, like that. When dynamism is prominent, we want to know what is happening, what is there in the newspaper. We want to go out and find out how the city is and how people are talking and how the atmosphere is and like that. That is dynamism. When this is prominent, we can't stick to a place. If I do a job for 1 year, then I feel horrible monotony, then I change. Like that. Changing people, changing friends, changing environment, shifting houses and places, changing jobs, will be like that. This fellow, if you ask him to make a change for the better, he says, I can't think of a change because I can't live. He has no courage. He wants to continue, whether it is good or bad. So we find, when this is prominent, this nature is there. When this is prominent, this nature is there. But when sattva is prominent, it is a healthy nature. It's the pious. You can understand it as the motor car and the oil in it. Yes. And the driver. Like that you can compare. This is the weight of the car, the metal of the engine and the body of the car. This is the oil, gasoline. This is the person who puts the oil in the car, keeps the car intact and drives it. So, when you place yourself in sattva, then you have a passage towards the soul. But when you place yourself in inertia, no. In dynamism, no. You will be fluttering in reactions. That is doing something and reaping the consequences. Causes, results like that. Karma chain. Chain action of karma. But here, the magnetic touch will be there. The whole chain becomes a magnet. The whole chain of causes and results becomes a magnetic chain and not an iron chain. Transformation will be there. Just I am introducing the supplementary aspects that are given in the Bhagavad Gita also. Now, you just follow. This supernatural experience is beyond these three qualities. If you go beyond, then only you will find the supernatural, the Om, what is called the Om. It has no influence from these three qualities. But all these things come from it. These things cannot act upon it. It can live in them. That is how it goes. Now, this is called the ninth aspect of nature in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The soul, nature, is called the ninth aspect of nature. There are 8 aspects which are affected by the 3 qualities in you. In you have the 8 and the 9th also. From the 8 you have to reach the 9th. The 8 are the 5 elements, that is solid, liquid, fire, air and space or ether. These are the 5. And then mind.
Perhaps you have to write it down.
Yes, please. I will write it down. The 5, they are called the 5 bhutas. 5 bhutas. They are solid. We call it as liquid. We call it water. Fire. Air.
Fire is electricity.
Pardon?
Fire is electricity.
Fire is the lowest form of fire of the 3. There are 3 fires.
Yes.
the fire by friction.
Yes.
This is the fire here.
This is, yes, I understand.
Fire by friction.
Yes, okay.
In the cosmic
The cosmic fire,
fire,
it has three.
the three fires are first given, first grouping.
Yes.
This is fire by friction.
Fire by friction.
It is called physical fire in the scriptures.
Yes.
Fire, air, and
The air is the mental.
pardon?
Air is mental.
Air.
Yes.
Air is the all these things belong to the lower group of seven,
I see.
lowest group of seven. That is the earth, air, earth solid, earth like that.
Okay. Air.
Ether. These are five. And then sixth is mind. Seventh is buddhi. Eighth is ego. These are the eight. And these eight are the modulations of the lower nature.
We call it personality.
Yes, lower nature, personality. There is the higher nature which is called the ninth. This is not subject to these three qualities. These are subservient and subject to the three qualities in you. In you we have the physical matter, the liquid in you, the heat in you, fire, the air or respiration in you, and the etheric double in you. The mind is there, your buddhi is there, your ego is there. These are subject to the three qualities. But your buddhi is the passage towards the ninth one. So therefore it is called the higher nature or the ninth nature. And the 10th is what we call the Lord of the world. The 10th,
Yes.
the Lord of the world, beyond creation and within creation also.
This is Sanat Kumara.
This one,
Yes, and the 10th.
the 10th.
The Lord of the world is Sanat Kumara.
No, here this ninth
Yes.
has 7 subdivisions,
Yeah.
and the 7th is Sanat Kumara
I see.
in the ninth.
I see.
These are only broad groupings. Each of it has 7 subdivisions. I am giving only the rough grouping according to the ancient Indian scriptures, because the Tibetan has given us only as much as we can understand in the 20th century.
Yes, yes.
He has put a microscope on a particular section of the whole picture.
Yes.
So if we put a long field telescope over the whole picture, the detail will not be there, but the broad grouping is there, as into 8 and 9. When you make 9 as the 7 subdivisions, the 7th subdivision of the 9th is called the plane of the Kumaras. There you will find the 4 Kumaras. First is Sanat. Then you have to go to secret life. Now this much is clear. The 9th is called the higher nature in you, and the 10th is called the Lord of the world,
Lord of the world. Yes.
existing in you also, because we all exist in Him, He exists in us. Just as I told you, the many bottles submerged in the river and left like that. All the bottles are in the river, but every bottle has in it the river. Like that, the 10th principle exists in every one of us. Now this is one aspect. This is what the Bhagavad Gita supplements to the Patanjali. Because it makes a gateway into the wisdom of the whole scripture through yoga. This ninth aspect is called soul. That is what we call soul. The lowest seventh of this ninth aspect is called our soul, human soul. The soul of the soul that is working with the ego, individual soul. Though there is nothing like individual soul, soul is working with the individual. So if we make the ninth aspect into 7 equal parts, the highest is the Sanat Kumara, the lowest is individual soul. And also there is another difference between these two. The ninth aspect belongs to the eternal. The ninth aspect, the soul, is eternal.
Eternal.
All the other 8 are not eternal, they are periodical. They come and go. In the secret doctrine, that is in the stanzas of the book of Dhyan, it is said that the 10th one has his breath as the 9th, and he breathes out all the 8 and breathes in all the 8. This is the inhalation and exhalation of the whole cosmos. When he breathes out, this is all the creation, the day of Brahma, a creator. When he breathes in, this is called the night of Brahma. That is how the secret doctrine introduces these things to us. Is there something too much? No? That's good. If you think it is something too much, we will stop it. Okay. Because we can do it tomorrow. And a little more. The other 8, these are called periodical. This is eternal. So, the whole thing is eternally periodical. That is what Blavatsky gives in the secret doctrine. The whole thing is eternally periodical. Because the periodicity goes on continuously. The coming out and going in, coming out, going in. It has no beginning and no ending. But every universe has its own beginning and its own ending. Like that. They exist with these 8 exist with the not self in you. In the matter, the mind and the senses, they form these 8 form the not self in you. And they do not exist with the real self. Therefore, these 8 are called untruth in the scriptures. Untruth. It is not false, but it is untruth. The double negative is used. Untruth. And the two put together, the Veda says, truth and untruth put together forms the capsule of truth. Truth and untruth put together forms one capsule of truth, one unit of truth. That is what the Veda says.
But this is interesting, because if you put for truth plus and for untruth minus, and if you put together in the mathematics, then it is minus.
Yes.
And here is plus.
Here it is plus.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Yes. You can say like this.
Yes. It's wild.
Because this is the whole truth of everything, creation, dissolution, everything. This is the whole truth. Therefore, it is plus.
I see. It's a little abstract, huh? in the relation with the mathematics. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
So, the 8 aspects of nature we have given, the 3 qualities we have given, the 3 qualities apply to the 8 aspects and not the 9th aspect we have given. The 9th also is called in some scriptures, especially in the scripture of the Chaldeans and the Hebrews, it is called the virgin. The virgin. This is called the virgin nature.
The virgin nature. What
Virgin.
is it?
Ja, die Unbeliebte.
It is also called the mother nature.
Jungfräuliche.
Yeah.
Mother, virgin mother.
Mm.
It is called the virgin mother. And the author of Bhagavad Gita, the compiler, who has made the book, you know Veda Vyasa.
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 Das ist der Name.
He lived millions years ago.
I don't know.
Huh? This one?
5,000 years ago.
5,000.
Yes.
This was Vasa millions years ago.
Vyasa. This is Veda Vyasa, the contemporary of Krishna. And he lived 5,000, there are calculations, astronomical, because he has given the astronomical constellations during his time. About 5,000 years ago he lived. And he has compiled this book, Bhagavad Gita. And he calls himself the son of the truth-bearing virgin. That is what he is called, the son of the truth-bearing virgin.
Nein, die Wahrheit gebärende.
Bearing. Just as child-bearing, this is truth-bearing virgin. In Sanskrit, Satyavati means truth-bearing. He calls himself the son of Satyavati, the virgin. So, we'll stop it here today. Tomorrow we'll continue.
Thank you.
To look back about the items of the personal effort we are expected to make. The one is repeated application of the lower mind to get at the yoga state, that is rehearsal. That is what is called self-awareness. Be aware of yourself, that the mind and the senses are going into reaction, and make an attempt to suspend the process. The second is what is called detachment. That is, grow passive to the curiosity nature of the mind towards the external stimuli. This is the second thing. When these two are being constantly applied, when the awareness is repeated more and more often, it becomes a continuous awareness. And you will begin to live in a continuous awareness of your higher existence or a higher consciousness, which becomes stronger and more established. Then your lower existence goes out of your perception. That is, it begins to get absorbed in the awareness of your higher consciousness. Then gradually you will begin to live in the ninth aspect of nature. That also we have seen. The 8 aspects of nature are within the control of the 3 qualities of nature, are the gunas. The three qualities are, as we have seen, inertia, dynamism and poise. And when one of the first two qualities are dominating, the mind and the senses begin to react to the environments. If it is to the inertia, the mind and the senses want to stick to the same thing without any change. That is what we call habit. When the quality of dynamism is dominant, then there is instability. The mind and the senses crave for something new and a change. Every time we will be tempted to change the environment, change our contacts with the persons, and sometimes change the job and profession, change the place, or change the residence like this. We have a peculiar madness for change, to have something new. In either way, the mind and the senses are responding to the environment and they are not able to feel their own true nature, because the nature they are contacting is the nature of the environment and the nature of the reaction and not their own nature. Now, by growing aware of this self, and when the awareness becomes continuous day by day, you will develop to grow into the higher nature, which is called the ninth nature. The 8 aspects of nature, they are under the purview of these 2 qualities, and the third is called poise. Though it is one of the 3 qualities, it is the quality that gives us a fillip to get absorbed into the higher nature. Therefore, it is desirable. However, now it is to be understood that through this twofold effort, making continuous, that is the effort of the lower mind, we go into the contact of the higher ourselves, the real self, from the not self, and then we will experience the true ourselves. That is called the highest being. Gradually we will have a touch of our highest being, which we afterwards call soul, which is nothing but an appearance of the spirit, the Lord of the universe. Now, through this attempt, Patanjali says, the highest being presents himself to us. That is, the highest being is the higher ourself. Presence to ourself means the lower ourself, the not self. The not self is sublimated into the higher ourself. That is how he presents himself to us. Then gradually what happens is, he gives his presence as our mind, and then he gives his presence as our senses and the activity of the senses. And afterwards, he gives his presence also as what we call environment. Previously, we contacted the environment as something different. But when once the touch of the soul is there, we will make a contact of the environment knowing that it is ourself. Because the same thing fills all. That is the next legitimate result of our efforts. The only thing is, the repetition should be remembered until it becomes a continuous awareness. Repeat the idea of awareness until it becomes a continuous awareness. So, in the 16th aphorism he says, then the highest being presents himself. And he says he has no qualities. The highest being has no qualities. That is the three qualities. Now we have an idea of the highest being in us, who is higher ourselves, and then the nature, which is the ninth aspect of nature, beyond the eight, and then the eight aspects of nature which are under the control of the three qualities, and then the mind and the five senses, and then the body and its vehicles. Now we have a graphic presentation of all this in this way. You can take this diagram with you. Now this is the ninth aspect of nature, which is higher nature. Beyond the three qualities. And these are the three qualities. Three qualities. And here you have the five elements: mind, buddhi, ego. Remember, this is the lower ego. It is not the higher ego. It is a substation of the ego. Just as we have branch post offices, we have a little ego, a branch office of the main ego here. These are the eight aspects of nature, which are under the control of the three qualities. And with these five elements, we have the physical sheath prepared as a vehicle to hold the whole apparatus. So these five elements, earth, air, water, fire and ether, they form the fabric to prepare the layers of the body. So then this is called the higher nature, which to all our purposes we call generally God. This is the religious concept of God. The religious discipline and training teaches this as our God. Not that the religious teachers do not know the higher God, but they know that when the beyond this, when it is pointed out, it is useless. It makes no difference to the common man. See, the religious teachers, they had to deal with the astral plane affairs of the people. That is the emotional. They have to deal with the emotional vehicles of the people. They have the thankless duty of tackling with the emotional people and scavenging the humanity from emotions. It is not like the masters who work on the higher planes, recruiting disciples from the selected people, again selected, like that. The religious teachers, they have to go and plunge themselves into the foul and stinking world, and they have to clean it. So their work. Buddha also was no exception. He wanted to lose himself into the world. That is why he was utterly hated by many spiritual schools. During his time and even after, he is often called an atheist and an agnostic. Because of the rebel of all the astral claims of the teachers. So here there is that tragedy and self-crucifixion and the victimization of the teachers. That is why Jesus was crucified. That is why Buddha was crucified on the higher mental plane by all the teachers. We know it. Now, this is the God of all religions. But spiritualism demands something more. When the training in the school is finished, the boy is taken to the college. When the training in the college is finished, the boy is taken to the university. When the training in the university is finished, the boy is taken into the universe. That is how the order goes. Here, the God who is worshipped religiously by all schools of religious thought is nothing but the ninth aspect of nature. That is beyond the qualities. There is the background nature in us beyond our qualities. Below that we have the nature that is controlled by the three qualities. It has many layers. We have individual nature, one layer. The personality nature, the bigger layer, and a finer layer. And the human nature, another layer. The biological nature, another layer. And the earth planet nature, the next layer. Then the planetary nature in general of this solar system. Then the solar nature. Then only the cosmic nature, which is the true nature. It is the ninth aspect.
And then we can say the ego, the lower ego, is the master for the other kingdoms.
Yes, exactly. He is given the power to make the circus with the lower other kingdoms.
And in the relation to us is the soul.
He is responsible
Yes.
to the soul.
Yeah.
So he is the ringmaster of the circus.
Okay. Don't care.
So he is held responsible to the higher staff.
Yeah.
They question him only, not others. That is how it goes. Now, this ninth aspect is also called the mother in the higher aspects of the religious worship. Both as mother and father, the same thing is worshipped in religions. But the concept of mother is given in every religion to sublimate the three gunas or qualities. You know, the worship of the Virgin, even long before Jesus' birth. And after the birth and crucifixion of Jesus, it has become more prominent in the Western world also. But in the Oriental, we have the worship of the mother as important as the worship of the father. But there is one aspect given by one spiritual teacher that we need the recommendation of mother to the father. That is how Ramanuja, one of the spiritual teachers, teaches. The ninth nature should sublimate us and receive us above the three qualities. And then she should present to the grace of the Lord that we are fit. That is why he says, the mother knows the child before the father knows. So this is an interesting aspect, by the way. Now, this ninth nature has its counter half. which contains the same thing as above. Just as the house contains the same space as that of outside. Though we construct the house, the space in the house is in no way different from the space outside. Similarly, this nature embeds into it some of the absolute. And this is the first or the 10th. This is the teaching of the decade by Pythagoras. That is the number 10 as the glory of the Lord and His creation. And he says that when this makes a union with Him, he gives in numbers. It results in the same one still existing as eternal, this as the periodical one universe coming out. This is how he explains Pythagoras. Every teacher has his own way of giving it to us to make us understand. This is, in fact, this is called in Indian scriptures Parabrahman. This is called by our Tibetan the divine. He calls it the divine. And this one he calls it the monadic. The monadic plane. The second of the main divisions, main 7 divisions the Tibetan has given us. This he calls it divine, this he calls monadic, this one. And this one he calls it the spiritual. The third main plane. About the 7 planes he gives. This is the first plane, the divine. This is the second plane, the monadic. And this is the third plane, that is spiritual. And this he calls intuitional. Because a piece of the two results in the intuition. A disharmony or domination of one of these two will make a separate existence of the individual which is not self. When these two